Hi folks, welcome to your latest mwis Planning Outlook in association with Ellis Brigham. Now, a lot of rain to come across the Highlands during the middle of this week, particularly on Wednesday. The northern parts of the Highlands in the firing line for the greatest totals of rain. Even away from that area, we'll see some thundery downpours across the country through the middle of the week. Things just calming down a little bit as we head toward the weekend, but some rather cool conditions will be in the forecast. Here's the chart to greet us for Wednesday then, and low pressure is parked over Scotland, and we've got a slow moving front that's wrapping itself around the low and really not going anywhere too quickly through the day. So some sustained falls of rain in a similar area across northern regions of the Highlands for much of the day. Away from that, we've got a showery situation across the south of Scotland, England and Wales, where the showers will track from west to east on a brisk breeze through the day, and some heavy and thundery bursts will be around here. Now, temperatures will be rather on the cool side, down in single digits for most higher mountains of Britain, and many hills shrouded in cloud through the day, with the best of some breaks typically towards the eastern side of the Pennines. This is the rainfall sequence hour by hour through Wednesday daytime, and we'll just see how rain across the Highlands is just very slow moving through the day, really focusing itself on the northern regions across east and parts of Wester Ross around Inverness, across the Monolade into the northern Cairngorms as well, where totals through the course of the day could well get to 50 to 80 millimetres in some places, and a few locations where some embedded heavier thundery bursts get going could well see in excess of 100 mil through the day on Wednesday. This chart now, as we head overnight into Thursday, just showing totals in 3-hour time steps, so it's a bit more of a coarser resolution, but it's just that sense that that rain will continue overnight and into Thursday before beginning to break up a bit more into areas of showers. Now, those showers will still be fairly widespread though during Thursday, and breaking out almost anywhere across the hills and mountains of Britain. Some thundery downpours in places again. These could cluster together to give some slow moving areas of rain over a few hours, but also some places escaping drier for a few hours as well. At best of any cloud breaks focused around the central southern parts of the Highlands and again toward the eastern side of the Pennines. It stays rather cool across many of the hills, and a brisk west or northwesterly breeze will be around, maybe just towards South Wales, perhaps a lower risk of showers overall. As we head onwards towards Friday and the weekend, a fairly weak cold front is trying to sink southwards. Now, this is just a general transition really into cooler air that comes down from the north, so a poorly defined cold front in many respects. It won't have a great deal on it, generally a zone of cloud, some patchy rain, maybe a few areas of showers, but just to some extent a dividing line between some of the more humid and thundery, showery activity that exists just to the south of it, and something fresher and a bit quieter that starts to drift down from the north as we head towards the weekend. It may be that many northern Scottish mountains are shrouded in low cloud, perhaps just some breaks coming through later on. Further south, across the southern Highlands, England and Wales, showers will bubble up again during the day, some heavy and thundery ones, which could be quite slow moving in places onwards into the afternoon. Some more organised rain also trying to track across the south of England. Now, by Saturday, that weak cold front continues just to drift its way slowly southwards. Not really much of a notable feature, but it might just be the footprint of some moisture to get a few areas of showers going as it does drift south through the day, and some cloud covering the hills at times as well. A few areas of showers could just pop up around the lakes and North Pennines, drifting out on a northwesterly breeze towards more eastern coastal counties, which may well then clear away from the hills through Saturday afternoon. And I think across the Highlands, 1 or 2 squibs of showers in places, but generally a dry and fairly bright day. Cloud maybe covering northern and western coastal fringes at times, but inland that cloud base should be pretty high, with a low humidity air mass coming down from the north and many higher summits clearing quite frequently through the day on Saturday. Feeling rather cool though in exposure on those high tops. Now, one thing worth noting as we go into this weekend is some rather cool nights just developing, I think particularly Saturday night into Sunday. This chart showing minimum temperatures first thing on Sunday morning and down toward the lower end of single figures across some highland glens, so even a touch of frost may be in the forecast for dawn on Sunday. One to bear in mind then if you're camping in the Highlands this weekend, and fairly cool even further south if skies do clear. it leads to a fairly quiet day on Sunday. 1 or 2 showers around again, maybe across Pennine areas, just drifting out toward the southeast through the afternoon, but pretty well scattered, many places avoiding these, and some dry and bright conditions in the picture with some sunshine, broken cloud, many higher summits clearing, just some banks of cloud maybe for a time in the morning, particularly across more coastal fringes in the west and the northwest. But again, we're in that relatively cool and fresh air mass coming down from the north. If there is a squib of a shower somewhere across north-northeast Scotland first thing in the morning, the air being chilly enough may even have a bit of sleet on the very highest summits, but amounting to nothing, and the day generally a fine one. A relatively placid weather story takes us into the start of next week as well, as fairly high pressure is not far away, but we might just have the risk of 1 or 2 showers around still early in the week. Now we're watching what develops over the Atlantic as lower pressure starts to drift towards us again as we go a bit further into next week, so things do look as though they become rather unsettled again. It may be that the centre of that low is dragging itself a bit further toward the south once more, but many places I suspect seeing areas of rain and showers increasingly as the week goes on. Some rather blustery winds in the picture as well. All pretty common fare for the first week of August. It must be said that things are rather unsettled. It's something that we see all too frequently as we get into the height of summer. Eventually, the idea that low pressure maybe is just digging down a bit more towards Biscay, and if this pattern does become as amplified as this, and it maybe just starts to change things a little bit as we go toward the later stages of next week. It could allow some more warm and humid air to come in from the continent on the southeasterly breeze. It might also allow high pressure to start to build a bit more towards the north. So with time, things could just default back to where they've been quite commonly this summer, which is that northern regions end up drier and thundery rain is more focused across the south of Britain as we go a bit further into August. That's a long way off though. We shall see how that develops. Keep up to date with your local forecast every day on our website. That's your planning outlook in association with Ellis Brigham. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.